Condos can be a great option with a lot of luxury and security, and people really enjoy the low maintenance, not having to take care of a yard or take care of anything outside their property. But there are definite drawbacks and things that you really should know. So here are 5 things that I'm going to walk through that you should really know before you decide to condo or condon't. So the first thing that you should know about condos is that they are not cheap. There's a lot of monthly expenses associated with a condo that you probably won't have on a resale home or a standalone stick and brick house. There are a lot of additional fees in that you have to pay large monthly assessments or HOA dues every single month. You can expect anywhere from $250 to $300 and above. Sometimes the more luxurious communities get well up into the high $500, $600, $700, $800, sometimes $1,200 a month. And all of those costs come with benefits, amenities and people taking care of your property and having security around the building, and the list goes on. So let's walk through a scenario. Let's say that you're approved for $400,000 and you're putting 10% down at a 6% interest rate for 30 years. And your HOA on a regular home is $50 a month. That puts you at about $3,050. And if you're approved for $3,100 a month, this would get you right under the wire. Now, let's change that to $300 a month and see what that does. That gives you a $3,300 monthly mortgage payment. And now your eligibility, you can only purchase a $360,000 house. So that HOA, that additional $250 a month, just radically reduced what you can now purchase. You went from $400,000 all the way down to $360 if you're trying to stay at $3,100 a month. Reason number 2, special assessments. Now, what are special assessments? Every community is governed by a board, and that board that sits over the HOA that manages the community is responsible for putting away a treasury, an amount of money that is in place for a rainy day fund to cover any issue that may come up with the property. However, if there's a problem with the community, maybe it's a rehab project, maybe it's an update. I know in Texas we had a big freeze in 2021, and a lot of communities had a lot of damage because of water and ice and damming. That's just not a normal thing here in Texas. And there needed to be a lot of money assessed in order to get that repair made. So that money had to come from the owners. In a lot of instances, there were a huge amount of roof repairs that needed to be completed amongst all the buildings in the community. Sometimes it was a $25,000, $30,000, $50,000 job, and it had to be shared amongst its 200, 300 residents in the condo community. So just know that if you're in a condo community and there is not enough money in a reserve to cover a major issue, a renovation, a rehab project, or an update, it's going to be divided amongst its owners, and that will be an additional cost to the people who live in that condo community. Reason number 3 is limited storage. Now, oftentimes condos don't have attics. They have limited garage spaces, and maybe even inside the condo itself, there's not a ton of extra closets or storage space because of efficiency and size. So just know that if you are an owner of a lot of things, material possessions, goods, and just stuff like the rest of us, you may not have a lot of places to put those things, and you may have to find a storage facility off property to pay monthly to be able to keep a lot of the items that you can't fit in your property. Reason number 4 is resale issues. When you live in a condo, it is designed to appeal to a certain taste. So when you go to buy a condo, just know that those properties and their pricing, which can often be less expensive than regular houses, do come with some limited ability to sell later. Oftentimes people can't sell the condo as well or as fast or as high as they want because they just don't translate that well, and they don't appreciate as well as regular standalone homes because the pool is smaller, the number of buyers is smaller. Now, this is case by case. It's not always a hard and fast rule. Your condo's not going to depreciate. Most likely it will appreciate, but it's probably not going to be, at least historically and statistically speaking, as appreciating as a regular standalone home, which will present some resale challenges if you buy one and want to go sell later. Lastly, with a condo, the HOA can be really rigid. The condo community is heavily regulated by the rules that they have in place. And while this may always seem like a pleasant thing to keep the values up and to keep the property looking great, if you're a resident there and you are the person being scrutinized by the rules in the community, it can be less fun and sometimes almost downright undesirable. Just know it is a double-edged sword. There's some beauty that comes with the community and having those rules, but on the downside, it may affect you in ways that you didn't expect or appreciate. So just be aware, HOA communities and their rules can be really heavy-handed. Agree with me? Have comments disagree with me? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Post a comment below. Appreciate you taking time to watch this. Feel free to leave me a comment, like, comment, subscribe. I'd love to hear from you, and I'll see you all around the hill.